The story of David versus Goliath, the giant versus man, is a tale of a shepherd who emerges from nowhere to fight a giant who is protected from head to toe. King David, one of the most decorated leaders in the Bible, is described as a mighty warrior, man of war, wise man, and man of honor. However, the Bible avoids mentioning his childhood, unlike other leaders like Jacob, Moses, Samuel, and Jesus. The Bible provides detailed accounts of David's exploits, battles, alliances, and betrayals, but does not provide a detailed account of his birth or genealogy. This is a common pattern in literature and the Bible, where leaders are often described with detailed descriptions of their childhood and birth. For example, Joseph, born to a barren woman, had a genealogy, while Saul had a genealogy. David's origin is controversial, and the Bible does not provide a detailed account of his birth, genealogy, or mother. Instead, it focuses on the tradition of the Book of Ruth, which links David's family to the peoples of the Transjordan, particularly Moab. Two passing notes in the books of Samuel and Kings may indicate that this tradition was known to the authors of these books. David's father, Ishai, appointed him to be in charge of the family's flock and acquired many skills until his anointing as king. Samuel the prophet, who saw a lie about his firstborn son Shai, believing God had chosen him, was warned not to look at his appearance or height. This story highlights the complexity of the biblical narrative and the importance of understanding the complex relationships between characters and their roles in the world. The Bible documents the existence of giants in ancient times, with the Nephilim being mentioned in Genesis 6:4, and the kingdom of ghosts whose subjects were giants. In 1322, David and his army faced Goliath and his brothers, who were also giants. The Anastasia Papyrus describes Goliath's height as 6 cubits and a finger high, while the bed of the king of Bashan is described in the Bible as 9 cubits. Goliath was a giant 6 cubits and a span, armored from head to toe, and had a thickened spear that penetrated iron armor. He also had a javelin and a man carrying a shield. In 1 Samuel 17:4-7, Goliath emerged from the Philistine camp, standing at 6 cubits and a span. He had a bronze helmet on his head, a coat of scale armor, bronze greaves, and a bronze javelin on his back. His spear shaft was like a weaver's rod, and its iron point weighed 600 shekels. Goliath mocked the Israelites every morning and evening for 40 days, calling for a man to fight him. The king of Israel offered the Israelites great wealth and an exemption from royal duties if they killed Goliath. David, who did not hear the words of the man of Israel, asked the people in the battle what the one who killed Goliath would win. The Israelites expressed contempt for Goliath and wondered why he spoke like that about the God of Israel. David asked the men standing near him what would be done for the man who killed Goliath. In summary, the Bible documents the existence of giants in ancient times, including Goliath, David's opponents, and the Israelites' response to their demands. Goliath, despite his impressive appearance, was disqualified for kingship due to his lack of faith in God and his actions. The Israelites, however, continued to fight against Goliath, and the king promised to give great wealth and an exemption from royal duties to those who killed him. David, an uncircumcised Philistine, is a man of courage and jealousy of God. He is summoned by King Saul to fight against an experienced military man like Goliath. David explains that he has defeated both the lion and the bear, and will be like one of them because he defied the armies of the living God. Saul asks David to go and the Lord be with him. David goes to the stream, takes 5 stones, and takes his slingshot to attack Goliath. Goliath is amazed by David's strength and believes it is easy to kill him. David offers to give his flesh to the birds of the sky and beasts if he comes near him. David responds with a sword, spear, and javelin in the name of God, promising to strike Goliath down. The battle between David and Goliath begins, and David uses his exposed forehead to strike a powerful blow that kills Goliath. The Philistines flee from the Israelites, either because they did not want to keep the agreement or because they recognized the judgment of the gods and believed they would be defeated if they entered into a frontal war. This ends the war between the giant and the man, and David rises to greatness, becoming one of the greatest kings in history. This story highlights the importance of courage, jealousy of God, and the sacrifices made by individuals like David to protect their faith and the people of Israel.